like the title says, I've got a food and I've got a history fetish, or I just really like them very much. I was tagged by Caesar Brute, a very cool fellow YouTuber. He tagged me, and I have to tell the YouTube community some stuff that I really, really like a lot. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I really, really love food. I love trying new foods. Like I kind of get sick of the old same routine. I get sick of hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. I like to try exotic foods and foods from foreign countries and stuff like that. Some of the really interesting foods I've eaten are durian fruit. That's the world's smelliest food. If you've ever watched Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, he eats that. It's really weird. It's really, really smelly. It's kind of creamy. It kind of tastes like onions, but sweet too. It's really kind of interesting. I've had balut, which is egg with a duck embryo in it, and you like eat the whole duck whole. It's kind of weird, kind of gross, but I wanted to try it. I've had food from like all different ethnicities, and I'm always looking to try new foods. So, I'm trying to think, I've had a whole bunch of different exotic foods. Like I would like to try bugs and snake penis and all these weird foods. I would like to try snake, all kinds of neat things. So I really, really, really love food. But another thing that I really, really love is I love history, and I love collecting things. I've always been a collector. So I've become a collector of historic items, historic documents, and stuff like that. And I've started to amass quite a good collection. And now I'm going to show you some of the cool historic documents that I've collected over the past few years. Alright, like I said, I've got many documents. I've got too many to show you. I started collecting historic documents a few years ago, like 3 or 4, and every year I've been adding a few to my collection. They're kind of expensive, so I can't buy a whole bunch, but like for birthdays and stuff like that, when I have a little extra money, then I'll buy one to add to my collection, because I really love historic documents. Okay, now here's a few of my favorite documents. These two items right here, I don't know if you can see the date, it's kind of blurry, but they're both from 1732. They're both magazines called the Gentleman's Magazine. They're from England, and they're pretty big magazines. They're like 50 pages each, and they talk about all kinds of cool stuff, news of the day. They have neat stories. They have like an essay on farting, all kinds of cool stuff you wouldn't expect that they talked about, but the people in the 1730s really were pretty interesting, so it's really cool to read. This big thing here, if you can see, is the Massachusetts Sentinel. It's a newspaper from 1788. I don't know if you can see this. And by the way, I usually have these documents in protective cases and stuff, but I took them out so I can show you. And like I said, it's a newspaper from Massachusetts from 1788, and it talks about the news of the day. It has all kinds of neat essays and stuff, just like the magazine. And it's really, really cool to own and be able to read and touch a newspaper that someone from 1788 colonial America touched. It's really, really cool. Now this here is a very old document. It's from one of my oldest. It's from 1703, if you can see that date. It's from Massachusetts again, and it's for a license to own a inn. This is another similar document from 1708, and it's also a license to own like a bar. This item here is one of my most personal significant items. I didn't know it at the time. It's from 1704, and it's a letter to the court or to the judge complaining of how this man, my ancestor, I found out, felt like he was being wronged. So when I bought this, I didn't know this was written by my ancestor, but after doing genealogy, I figured out this document was written by my ancestor. This item here is really cool. It's from 1711. It's a arrest warrant. It's from Massachusetts, and it's ordering the sheriff to arrest a man for not paying his debts. That's really, really cool to me. This item here, it's my oldest document that I own. It's from 1588. I got it at a very good bargain. and it was written by a man who was born in, what, 1508 or something, and he was actually a famous Italian general. I actually don't know what it says because it's in Italian, but I think it's really cool, and if one day I hope to do more research and see what it says, but it's my oldest document, 1588. Here, the Observator is from 1682. It's like a newspaper thing from England, and it's a political newspaper, and it's kind of bashing, like, it's like a Democratic newspaper bashing the Republicans is what it is. It's really pretty cool. Here is a newspaper called the British Apollo, or the Curious Amusements for the Ingenious. It's from 1708, England, and it's like another newspaper talking about all kinds of neat stuff and stories and essays and poetry and questions about suicide and murder and all kinds of neat stuff. And here is another newspaper called the London Gazette, 1674, if you can see that. And it's talking about war that's going on at this period of time and all kinds of neat stuff. And like I said, I've got way too many items to show you, but these were just a couple of my favorites. I'm always looking to add new documents and stuff like that. I search eBay every single day, and I just really, really love history, and by the time I am 80, 90 years old, I hope to have a really, really nice, cool collection. So, this was my I Like video to Caesar Brute. I love documents, and I love food. So, thank you for taking me, Caesar Brute, and have a nice day.